Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson and Tony Zukalis. It's our BamaInsider.com top 40. We are at player number 4 in our countdown. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Now, on today's video, we're talking about Najee Harris at the number 4 spot, coming back with just such a ton of experience. He's senior, 6'2", 230 pounds. He was a 5-star, and he's everything that he's become at Alabama has really been what we expected him to become. And we'll talk about some of his stats. But Tony, people probably out there, they're like, this guy could have been 1. This guy could have been number 2. Countdown. Why is he number 4?
We're splitting hairs at this point too, because you look at the 3 players. I mean, you can do the math and look at the 3 players in front of him. I think we took a mindset of the most impactful on this list. And I was just looking at all the running backs Alabama has on its roster, and I think Najee's still going to have a great season. I mean, obviously, I have him at 4. I don't have him, all that far down. But I think he's going to have a great season. But I think you might see, look, Trey Sanders is the top 10 guy. We have him on this list. Brian Robinson might get some carries. Or, still should get some carries. Keelan Robinson can we showed his big play ability this season as well. So there's a lot of talented backs, and then they bring in 3 other freshman backs. So that's kind of factoring into the reason that Najee's at number 4, but still number 4 on this Alabama team is nothing to sneeze at. And Najee's in store for a huge year.
All right, let's talk about some stats from Najee. Last year, 13 games played, 209 rushing attempts, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. Also caught 27 passes for 340 yards with 7 touchdowns. Now, in 2018, 15 games played, 117 rushing attempts, 783 yards with 4 touchdowns. And then in 2017, 14 games played, 61 attempts, 370 yards, 3 touchdowns. For a career total, Najee has 42 games played, 387 rushing attempts, 2,300 yards, 27 total touchdowns, and has a rushing average of 6.1. I mean, just the complete running back. Tony, we talked about it before with Devontae Smith. Were you shocked that Najee Harris returns, or did you figure that he would return for the 2020 season?
Yeah, I was actually really shocked. I was more shocked that he returned than I was with Devontae, and the reason is just the running back position that you want to get to the NFL as soon as you can to have the most tread on your tires. I do think, though, like we said before, that Alabama's not going to run Najee to the ground this season, and I think he's going to enter the NFL pretty fresh still. So I think you'll see either a similar carry load, or probably a little bit less in terms of carries per game this season, just because of the depth they have. So he'll be able to be productive, but maybe not, get worn down. I think there's this misconception too about Najee that he needs the rock 30 times in order to be productive. I mean, if you look, the season before last, he led Alabama in yards per carry. He's not actually a guy, in my opinion, that needs to get the ball. I mean, you can give him the ball a lot, and he can do some work and wear down defenses, but I think he can be just as effective on less carries as he can with 25, 30. I don't think he needs 25. I think that's kind of a myth that we made up because we see him as a big back, and Derrick Henry was a big back that needed those carries. I think Najee Harris is going to be fine with, even if Alabama goes back to the system that they use with Damian Harris and Najee Harris and Josh Jacobs. I think he'll still be just really productive.
Yeah, I think with Najee Harris, and you're right. I mean, if he needed to be the bell cow, if he needed to carry the entire load, he certainly could. Now, Steve Sarkisian, I've talked about this before, he said the running game opens his passing game. When we look back to last season, when Alabama was towards the end of the year, it was Najee Harris who really rose up and became, that alpha on the offensive side. This is a guy who certainly can do it all, but I think I'm with Tony. The fact that they have so many running backs in the backfield. I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You got to keep these guys fresh for, the next level, and you also got to, keep them fresh for game situations. Now, Najee is a guy who also showed that he can catch the football out of the backfield. We talked about that with 7 touchdowns. Something that Tony's written about in the past. He's spoken with Najee's trainer. Talk about some of those stories and just about the work that Najee Harris puts in. We've seen some social media of him working out. I mean, the guy absolutely grinds.
Yeah, Najee's a workhorse on and off the field. He's a guy that's, has always put in the time. His trainer is Marcus Malu, a really good guy too, and they've always been close. He serves as a mentor too. So every time, when he's training, he's also kind of getting stronger in two different aspects. I think he's really developed, just as a man and as an athlete over these years. And I think you're going to see a mature and physically developed Najee on the field, and also I think you're going to see a mature leader as well. Off the field, and then a mature runner on the field as well.
Tony, let's talk about one particular play of Najee Harris. I'm sure everybody has theirs. Sound off in the comment box. I'd love to get your favorite play of Najee Harris that throughout his early career at Alabama or these past couple seasons. Let's talk about this play, though. This is South Carolina last season. Najee Harris, there is a pass that he catches. He shoves a defender into the ground. He jumps over another, displays great power to get into the end zone. What were you thinking when you saw that play? It was honestly one of the best plays, in my opinion, of the college football season last year.
Yeah, there's certain plays that when you see them live, it's just different. This is going to be a memorable play, and that certainly was one. He caught a ball over the middle and kind of, he made some people miss and got through some people, and then just signature Najee fashion jumps over someone. We've seen him do that several times, and each time you're like, oh my gosh, how did he just do that? And sometimes you worry, I guess, maybe for his health, but he always seems to pull it off. So it was definitely fun.
One of the things, and we talked to Najee Harris, I think you were at that game, Tony. You interviewed him after, and one of the things that really stands out to me when Najee was talking about that particular play against South Carolina is the fact that Najee said, I don't try to hurdle these guys, but he'd watched enough tape to know that particular defender was going to go low. So as soon as Najee caught the football, shoved the guy into the dirt, and he saw this particular player, this defender, coming to get him, he knew from watching film that he was going to go low, therefore he's going to hurdle over him. I just thought, wow, this guy's in the film room that much and has the mindset and the ability to see that player, know which number it is, to do the hurdle. I mean, all that together, it just really speaks volumes about Najee. Extremely high IQ for that young man, and I think obviously he's going to have a monster season. Surprised when we were talking about the Heisman, early Heisman odds, Najee or really none of the guys from Alabama are really in that mix, but I guess, we'll have to see how that all plays out. Please like and subscribe to this video. We appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying our top 40 countdown. 3, 2, 1 up next right here on BamaInsider.com. For Tony Sukalis, Kyle Henderson. We'll catch you next time.